Hey everybody, Dan and Robin here with AgelessWomenLiving.com, and we wanted to talk to you a little bit today about some of the really powerful, important changes that are happening in us, not only after 40, as early as 30, and things you can do to protect your brain and your body, both health and weight. And there's just some really critical information that we think everybody needs to know about, so that's what we want to do today.
Yes. Well, there is research and studies out there. We all have heard as we get a little bit older, we probably have a lower tolerance for starches and carbohydrates. But the latest research is actually showing that that literally starts at age 30.
Yeah.
And that's at that young, your body is starting to not be able to tolerate and metabolize those carbohydrates and those sugars like it was early on in your life.
And it's not just about weight loss. What's interesting is if we look at the brain is kind of mirroring the rest of the body. And by the way, I don't know if you know this, but 25% of all the calories you need every day are actually expended by the brain. It's that metabolically active. An organ that's that metabolically active needs a constant source of really good, clean fuel. And the reality is it's glucose. Now, it's not that you're eating a ton of sugar, it's that your body's converting the foods that you eat into glucose, and it needs that constant source. But just like after 30, your carbohydrate threshold comes down for your body, your brain is also potentially becoming, like many people, insulin resistant. It's not getting the glucose into the cell the way it used to. But there's a great solution.
Yes, there is, and it's one that we use in a lot of our recipes, and that is coconut oil, extra virgin coconut oil.
Right.
And that is because it contains a fatty acid called MCT, medium chain triglyceride.
What I love about MCT, and it's about 60% in coconut oil, is it's a fat that doesn't turn to fat. Instead, it goes straight to the liver, where the liver does a little tap dance and turns it into something called ketones. And ketones are the second source of fuel that your brain loves. And in fact, as we get older, because we tend to not handle the sugar as well for various reasons we won't get into today, oh my gosh, it gets those ketones, and they have seen literal cognitive changes in people. Now, they're doing a lot of work with Alzheimer's patients, but this can work for everybody that's having some cognitive decline. In minutes, like 30, 60, 90 minutes, a person could take a test, fail it completely, and then actually pass the test.
Now, I just want to bring a caveat on there, because coconut oil, having this great fat in your diet is very beneficial. However, if you are adding it as an addition to your diet and not cleaning up the rest of your diet, meaning processed packaged foods, a lot of high glycemic starches and grains, then it's going to not have the same beneficial effect. In fact, it might even work in the opposite.
And by the way, I don't know if you've heard this, but they're calling Alzheimer's type 3 diabetes.
Yes.
So there are so many good reasons to bring the grains, the starches down. We're not talking about those completely carbohydrate-free diets, complete ketogenic diets they call them. We're talking about reasonable changes, maybe 100 grams of carbohydrates that are very intentional, a little bit of fun food. We have a chocolate recipe. In fact, we'll include it in the post that we have for this video that gives you a source of coconut oil and great pleasure. So it's not about not having fun, but that's why we invented the Ageless Woman Diet, is to not just help women as they're getting 40, 50, 60 plus lose weight, but to have incredible total health.
And if you are enjoying this information that you're hearing and benefiting from it, and would like more of this, as well as on other topics that are dealing with aging, we encourage you to look at our Ageless Woman Academy and come join us in that membership.